Hello guys, my name is Amit Sani and I welcome you in this daily Hindu analysis video. In the morning these videos come, in the evening the PIB videos come. On Sunday PIB videos are off, so today the PIB will not be there. So from tomorrow you will get the PIB again, and 17th of March, and you see this is the Sunday session and I'm trying to make it very special so that it would be totally exam oriented for the prelims 2019 especially. So the kind of data that I'm going to give, it is going to be totally exam oriented, and MCQs we will discuss tomorrow, that I gave to you yesterday. And today I'm starting a special thing that I'm going to discuss the prelims 2018 paper, and much depth. We will take all these questions separately, and we will discuss that how these questions came, what is the pattern of questioning. I will tell you what is the context of it, from where they are asking these things. So let's start from today's newspaper first. NGT, National Green Tribunal, directs Central Pollution Control Board to prepare noise pollution maps. Always we talk about air pollution, always we talk about water pollution, but hardly we talk about noise pollution, and that is much more serious. You see what kind of problems can be there because of noise pollution. You can see here: hearing impairment, first thing; sleep interference, first thing; and temporary or permanent deafness. These are common things. Second, it decreases the efficiency of a man because it affects your brain, it affects your focus, it affects your mental silence, and it can make you mad if you are consistently under a lot of noise. So the people who are living by the side of roads, or whose shops are there on the roads, so these people are normally very aggressive, they have aggressive behaviors. And you see, impact is also there on vegetation. It has been seen, it has been scientifically proved that crops are also affected by the noise and nice music. If nice music is there, then these are going to grow nicely, and noise disturbs their normal balance feature of the of particular enzyme cycle, or some other life support systems. Effect on animals are also there. It has been seen with the many cattle and all, that milking that we do, that improves with the good music and it disturbs with the noise. And effect on properties also there, vibrations and all, they are very annoying, and it can affect the properties also. Mental illness, pupil dilation, abortion is also a kind of a consequence that is very serious. Lack of concentration for the students, this is the worst thing. So many things. It can cause heart attack also, and digestive problems also because of all these things. So bad this thing is, and it actually impacts us directly. So it is much more serious than air pollution and water pollution, because it is the instant impact. Okay, you will not have your good sleep if you are consistently under a lot of noise whole day. So that's the thing. Maybe a pollutant from water or air, they are gonna impact you in a longer period of time, but it can certainly impact you instantly. And CPCB as a body is very important for us here. It is a statutory organization, means established by a statute, and under this Water Act and Air Act of 1981. Okay, so they may ask you regarding these consequences by noise pollution, why this is important. They may put mains question also, and they will certainly ask you about the CPCB and its working. So it's a statutory organization under Water Act and Air Act. It is getting its power, but important is it is working under Ministry of Environment. So three important ministries are related with the CPCB. Ministry of Environment, it is working under that, and power it is taking from Water Act and CPCB, established under Water Act, and some provisions were entrusted with it of Air Act 1981. So this is important. Next, National Air Monitoring Program. Okay, it is leading that, and CPCB has automatic monitoring station at ITO. It's a place in New Delhi. There it has installed this automatic monitoring station, and it is monitoring these air pollutants like carbon monoxide, ozone, SO2, NO2, and suspended particulate matters, and respirable suspended particulate matters. These are much more serious, and they all can cause disease like COPD, lung cancer and all. And the list you should remember that which are the air pollutants. And there are many programs which are going on. We have NACI air quality index also. We have NAAQS standard, that is a global standard, ambient air quality standard, and this air monitoring program is going on. And CPCB is actually monitoring that through air quality monitoring program. And there is water quality monitoring program also. If they ask you about the main task of CPCB, then under these two acts, Air Act and Water Act, to promote cleanliness of streams and wells and to improve quality of air. Anything related to these problems, it will do that. And major 14 rivers, 44 medium rivers and 55 minor rivers, they are being taken care by CPCB. And there are State Pollution Control Board also, SPCBs also. And for the union territories, it has designated this power to local administration. So these all things are under Water Act. And one more important act, Water Cess Act 1977 is important here, and this Air Act. So many acts, so many bodies, so many ministries. So this CPCB is one of the most important body in UPSC. So don't get confused. Listen to these words that I said in the last 5 minutes carefully, and you can note down these things. Okay, everything is written here. The PDF you will get on the Telegram channel, and the channel's link is given on the last page. Next information is about the Hindon River. Hindon River is the tributary of Yamuna only, and ultimately the part of the Ganga river system. Hindon River is one of the most polluted rivers. Yamuna is also the one of the most polluted rivers of the world, not only for India. And you see, it has historical links also. Since Indus Valley civilization, an important site, the easternmost site was Alamgirpur near Meerut, and this is actually located on the banks of Hindon River. Okay, so that's important. Hindon Air Force Base is also there presently on the banks of Hindon River. You see, Yamuna, it comes from Yamunotri and all these districts of UP, Haryana, and ultimately Delhi is crossed by Yamuna, and then Agra, Mathura, all these. And Hindon River, near Delhi, there is a city of Ghaziabad, and on the outskirts of it, the Hindon River flows here, and it ultimately merges into Yamuna River. So Hindon is very important, and as I told you, historical linkages are also there. One important tributary is the Kali River. You see, there are many Kali rivers in India. One Kali River is called Sharda in India. Kali, it is called in Nepal. It is flowing on the border of Uttarakhand and Nepal, Kali River, and it becomes Sharda in India. Sharda becomes the tributary of Ghaggar River. Okay, that is called Karnali in Nepal. Karnali in Nepal, Ghaggar in India, and it's a major river, major tributary of Ganga. And Kali River, that is called Sharda in India, that is the tributary of Ghaggar River. Okay, so that is a different Kali, and this is a different Kali. This is a small river, it's a tributary of Hindon only, and it is also very importantly polluted, and all these districts, all these areas, it is crossing and meeting ultimately the Yamuna River. So that's important. Next information is Indians to get more time to find work in UK. They are extending the period that they are allowing 6 months for these graduates and postgraduates to find work after the education that they have completed in the country of UK only. And Indians are gonna benefited by it a lot, and many students who are going to these big countries to pursue their PhD courses. So PhD scholars are given 1 year after their studies so that they can find work, and if they find the work, then they will be established there only. So it's a finest strategy for these nations. How they became developed? They became developed because of their improved category of citizens. Why improved category? Because they always attract the best brains of this world, and important scholars, important scientists, engineers, doctors, they appreciate them a lot. They give them a lot of money, and they give them all these facilities and all, so that they will leave their home country and they will establish in these countries. So this is how America became great, UK became great, and all these countries, they appreciated them always. But we should learn a lot from these situations, from these strategies, and we should also appreciate our important genius minds. We have plenty of geniuses, but we are not able to retain them because we don't support them much. We don't give them good salaries. We cannot support them with the good researchers here, good opportunities here. We are working very slow. That is the problem. But we should seriously think about it. You compare a situation where your citizens, they are uneducated, poor, they need support always, welfare schemes are needed in every election, and at one side there is a self-sufficient, self-dependent citizenry which is well educated professionals, and they always support the country's progress. So there is a drastic difference in these two situations, and this actually defines the situation of West and the developing countries like India. Next, one more important information regarding the UN meet, and it diluted India's plan to phase out single-use plastic. You see, last year on June 5, 2018, Environment Day, we declared that we will phase out the single-use plastic, and we will ban it from year of 2022. And after that, we took this initiative, we took it as a pilot project, and we took two important areas here. One is regarding this single-use plastic, SUP, and one is regarding the reactive nitrogen. That is a pollutant actually. You see, nitrogen, it is around 78% in this air which is around us. Normally, this nitrogen is not reactive, it's an inert gas, but it becomes a pollutant when it is mixed with oxygen, and NOx, nitrogen oxides, are created. An active form of nitrogen is available there. So plants and all these, they cannot absorb the inert gas. They will always absorb nitrogen in an activated form. So that activated form is actually a pollutant. Okay, so a major question here, that NOx is very dangerous. It can react with H2O. It can create HNO3. Okay, and it will come on the ground in the form of acid rain and all. Okay, so these are common things, but how we are managing NOx? Mainly it is released as pollutants in these combustion engines or on these other burning processes. So in diesel vehicles there is a process called SCR, selective catalytic reduction, SCR. It is for NOx. Okay, NOx pollutants in diesel engine exhaust. So that's very, very important. And they may ask you regarding this SCR. They may ask you regarding the nitrogen cycle also, because N2O and NO2, these are important pollutants. As I told you, the list of CPCB, there also nitrogen dioxide was a major pollutant. So we took this initiative in the General Assembly. And you see here, ahead of UNEA, the UN Secretariat had invited inputs from member states to forge a common declaration regarding addressing a host of environment challenges. So you see, we actually gave this deadline globally as 2025 in this assembly. Domestically, we declared last year for 2022 for the single-use plastic, and for 2025 we said that for both these things, the nitrogen as a pollutant and the single-use plastic, we will eliminate it 2025. We actually proposed this particular date, but in the final document of this assembly, which as I talked about, UNEA, Environmental Assembly, that is the highest decision-making body for environment in the world. In the end, it diluted it, and it actually extended this date to 2030. So somehow the proposal from India's side, that got diluted here. So this is important, and you can see the condition here. We are claiming very high, we are setting great targets here, but many things we need to ponder over here. The condition of Ganga's cleaning, the kinds of reports which are saying that there is no improvement for the last 3 years, and now you can see the condition of metro cities. It is the picture from the capital, Delhi. It's a picture of a drain. That what is the condition here? You can see clearly. This is a drain. This is not a dump site. It's a drain, and the way a kid can walk on this surface, you can imagine what kind of dirt is deposited here. Whether it is in drains, whether it is in rivers, or it is in the mountains of garbage around these cities. So it's a real problem. Next information is regarding Ramakrishna Mutt. Ramakrishna Paramhans was the guru of Swami Vivekananda, as we all know, and he was a great proponent of Advait Vedanta. You see, there are 6 orthodox schools, the Mimamsa Darshan and Sankhya Darshan, Nyaya Darshan, all these are 6 orthodox systems. They held the validity of Vedas, and unorthodox systems are also there, like Buddhism, Jainism and Charvak ones. They did not subscribe to the ideology of Vedas, but Vedanta talked about the philosophy of Vedas. And there are 2 forms, Dvait and Advait. Dvait means the soul of a person, of a particular entity, and this universe as a whole. These are 2 separate entities. And in Advait, which Ramakrishna Mission advocated, Advait means there are no 2 forms. This is a single entity, and that is having different forms. So Advait Vedanta, he was a proponent of it. So Ramakrishna Paramhans was the guru, and following him, Swami Vivekananda himself, he established this Ramakrishna Mission in 1897, in May 1897, in Belur Mutt as it is called. So there used to be fireworks every year as a yearly celebration. So now they are going to stop it in the favor of environment. Oh, it's a great initiative, and now these are nationally important historical things. So certainly this may appear in the in this year's prelims examination, as maybe in the art and culture topic or in the history topic. So this is important, Ramakrishna Mission, and what it did, what they were doing, in which philosophy they were believing, and who was the leader there, who was the main personality behind that. These all are important. And they actually these promoted 4 yogic ideals also: Gyan Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga and Raj Yoga. So they may ask you regarding that also. Next information is from the environment section. Critically endangered porpoise found dead off the coast of Mexico. You see, only 20 are remaining. What are these porpoise? These are aquatic mammals. Mammals, the same category we belong to as humans. The whales are under this group. So it's a toothless whale only. Okay, so it's a specific category of whales, and porpoise as we call it, but they are critically endangered and almost extinct because it is believed that only 20 are left, and on the Mexico coast it was found dead. So there it is found, but in a very scanty numbers. So that is the thing, and they may ask you regarding its category, regarding its status, extinction status, or where it is found. So these are some specific questions for the prelims. Next, now we are going to move towards the specific section where I am starting here discussing the prelims paper of last year deeply. You see, the most important thing for the examination is that ocean of information is there. You need to select things, and which things we are going to put on priority. So that is on us. So we need to go through the paper at once, and the biggest guru for you, biggest guide, biggest help to get the right direction in the prelims examination especially, it is the paper itself, the prelims paper itself. So let's discuss these questions one by one, and with much detail we are going to discuss it. It will take some time, but you see, you also give me these suggestions that we should move further with it or not, or it is needed or not, or the way I'm presenting it, you like it or not. So I'm requesting your suggestions for that. So let's start. The question was, 4 statements were given, and chronologically you needed to arrange them. These are historical events, but you see why this question appeared here. The first statement: the first democratically elected communist party government formed in the state in India. You see, what is the political condition of India today? One party came into power after many decades, and they are ruling with the majority. So majority government is going on, and a lot of discussion is going on that what happened after post independence, and they are criticizing that phase a lot, that the ruling government, which was Congress, that did nothing and all, and India was held back many years in the history. So that is the thing. So that is why it becomes important that what is the political history of India in the post independence phase. and mainly the issues of JNU and the tussle between the state government and the central government, like Kerala, where left government is there. What is left ideology? What is right wing ideology? So these are very relevant things today. So left ideology is associated with the communist movement. So Communist Party of India was established in India in 1925. Okay, and in 1957, what they did, they actually defeated Congress in state of Kerala, and first time non-Congress government became a reality in India, in the Kerala state. Okay, so it was in 1957. Second, India's the largest bank, Imperial Bank of India, was renamed State Bank of India. That is correct, because State Bank of India was Imperial Bank of India, and we will go into this history, but this event happened in 1955 because SBI Act came in 1955. Third one, Air India. You see, the issue is going on with Air India. They are selling the stakes. The body has been created to for a disinvestment of Air India Airlines. So it was the national airlines, and it was the first airlines of India, and now it is on sale, as we all know. So a very unfortunate fate is there for Air India. That is why they are discussing about it, and the question was asked by UPSC, because you should know everything about the ongoing issue, and very important issue, nationally important issue. So that's why this question came about the history of Air India. Fourth one, Goa became a part of independent India. Goa elections happened, a lot of things went by, and it's a historical question also, that when Goa became a state, when Goa was freed, because it was the last place which was under Portuguese domination. So in 1961 it actually got the freedom from Portuguese, and we annexed it to the state of India. So it was 1961, and this Air India incident was in 1952. No, sorry, 1953. The nationalization of Air India happened in 1953. So the answer would be 3214. Okay, 30, 53, 55, 57 and 61. So that's the answer. Now go to the details. Imperial Bank of India, it was actually established in 1921 by a very important personality, John Maynard Keynes, one of the greatest important economists of this world. Keynesian school of thought is there. It propounded the theory of free market and business cycle, and he was in favor of capitalism. So capitalism is all based on Keynesian theory. So one of the most important personality in world economics. So it was established by him because he was a British economist. And before that, there were presidency banks, Bank of Bengal, Bank of Bombay, and Bank of Madras. Merging all of them, he created this Imperial Bank of India, and it also worked as the Central Bank of India. You see, the task which is performed by RBI today. RBI is the Central Bank of India today, but that time it was the Central Bank of India, and it remained Central Bank of India until RBI came in 1935. But it continued, and it became a State Bank of India in 1955, because actual holding by the government was only 20% with the Imperial Bank of India. 80% was the private one. After that, they bought the stakes, and it became SBI, State Bank of India, in 1955 with the SBI Act. Okay, so this much important the SBI Bank was. And why SBI? Because SBI was in much news for the last 2 years, when the election bonds scheme was also associated with the SBI Bank and all. So a lot of things were going on with SBI. So that is why they asked the question for SBI. And as I always say, that always look for the additional information. SBI appeared in the question paper, so it was there in the newspaper every day. So you must have this knowledge of related information regarding the topic, the history of SBI. So that's why this question was important one. And for the banking aspirants, it's a very common question. Next, about the Air India, as I told you, it started by Tata Sons Group and Jamshedji Tata, and it was a Tata Airlines first. In 1932 it started. 1938 it got some extension, and the first airlines flew from Karachi to Mumbai to Madras. And after World War II, the stakes were bought by Government of India. Okay, and that time it was only 49%. But in 1953 nationalization of Air India happened, and after that government bought all the stakes, and JRD Tata was the chairman of it till 1977. So it was a kind of a most prestigious and first airlines of India. You can see in the picture Air India, and the plane was TCFG. So that was the thing, and flights were there for the important cities like Rome, Paris, Dusseldorf. Dusseldorf is in Germany, and Paris, France, Rome, Italy. All these cities, Nairobi, Kenya. So they were flying for all these cities. So that much important Air India was. And what is the status today? You can see they are ready to sell it. The body has been created for the disinvestment purpose. Next, regarding Goa, you should know everything about Goa, because till 1961 it was under the administration of Portuguese, and Portuguese were the first people in the colonial time who came to India for the commercial purpose. This is Portugal here, west to Spain, and Vasco da Gama came here crossing Cape of Good Hope, which is here, and it reached up to this particular place. And you see, Portuguese territory Goa was, and till 1961 it was. In 1947 we demanded Goa from Portuguese, but they denied it. Then Operation Vijay, that happened in 1961, and Indian army invaded Goa, and we annexed it to our country on 19th December 1961. Daman and Diu, and that was separated, and it remained at Union territory, and Goa also became a Union territory. After that, in 1987, 30th May, it became a full-fledged state. And you see, it has historical linkages also. Rock cut engravings are found in Usgalimal of Goa. This place is there. Mahadai River is very important one. Sea Cathedral is there, and very important tourist places are there in Goa. If you remember the picture of Chennai Express, then they showed a particular scene where the train was stopped, and it was this particular place, Dudhsagar Falls. It is located on the Goa-Karnataka border. Dudhsagar Falls, very important and interesting scenic place, so related with Goa. And as I told you, CPI defeated Congress in legislative assembly election in the southern state of Kerala, and it was the first non-Congress government in independent India. So it was 1957. So this much depth is needed to analyze the questions of UPSC prelims examination. Okay, so this much hard work you need to do every time, and we will discuss other questions also if you allow me. Thanks a lot, keep watching, and the PDF you will get on the Telegram channel and the Facebook group. Thanks a lot.